Okay, let's take a look at the Kombat Tactical Operator's duffel bag. On the website they say 60-litre capacity. Probably about right. Measuring it up against my other bags, which are around the 50 range, I think 60 is probably fair, but it's a strange shape to try and measure, so it could be either side. It's made of 600D material, so it's fairly thick. And at the moment, if you have a look on the Kombat website, the prices, they're around £45, depending if you have discounts where you're buying it from, if you're getting it from direct, etc, etc. Okay, let's go over some of the features. I hope I'll be able to get them all for you. It's new to me. I have not used it in the field yet, so this is literally just a first impression. You've got two big compression straps, so you can hoik it down tight and secure stuff in there, stop it from moving about too much. If I just undo this side, there is two of these buckles on the opposite side as well. We start down here. You've obviously got molle for attaching stuff on. There is more on either end on the top as well. On the side here, you've got two large side pouches. They're not a bad depth, but they are very long, and I don't know how well you'll see at this angle, but there is mesh pockets inside for stowing stuff as well, so that's quite handy. Right on the top here, there's a little pocket directly under the handle. Now this would be a good spot for putting stuff that's a bit more fragile, or what you need access to on a regular basis. It's a good size too. I'm in there to halfway up in the forearm. You'd get 2 water bottles in there. It's that sort of size, but it could be handy depending on what you're using it for. If you're using it out camping and so on, it might be a handy place to keep your first aid kit and that sort of thing at the top. Anything you need quickly or frequently at the top there. Or I suppose if you use it like a travel bag, it'd be a good place to stash documents and so on. We can easily get to them. Now, this big zip here actually goes sort of 3/4 of the way around. I'll zip him that way. I'm trying not to get in front of the camera too much. So unlike a conventional rucksack where you just have to load everything through the top, this opens right up like a suitcase, which is a great feature for loading stuff. I'll move the camera and try and show you the inside. Right, I've popped him up on his side so you can see in there a bit better. As you can see, it's got padded dividers there. So if you wanted to separate your stuff out, stop it moving about too much or clanking or whatever, that's quite a good feature. It's got a securing strap in the middle there. If there's something that you had in there that you really did not want to move about, you can obviously tighten that down as well. The dividers can be useful as long as your kit obviously fits in the little spaces that are left. But what they've done is they've actually added zips on these. So if you're not using them, you can unzip them and just fold them down flat. Which, to be honest, is probably how I would use it most of the time. Right, moving on to the lid, you can see it's all quite well stitched here where the reinforcing is for the handles, and you've got two decent sized mesh pockets going for stowing valuables or things you don't want to damage. up out the way. I do like this style of bag opening. It makes it much easier to pack. If you're trying to cram the maximum in there, at least you could sort of like lay it out and use every single little ounce of space, as opposed to just trying to ram it in through the top. So I quite like that. That's good. As long as, this is a caveat with this style bag, as long as the zips are strong enough, because of course they run all the way round. If you've got a lot of weight in it, there is a lot of pressure on the zip, but these look quite substantial. I don't see it being a problem. Now, of course, it's a duffel bag style bag, so designed to be carried thus. But if we go on the underside, got some padding here, and up in here there's a little hidden zip. Zip him down, reach in there. Padded rucksack straps with a sternum strap, chest strap, and just a clip there, and of course you can just clip him onto the D-rings. He says they're quite tight, and essentially you turn it into a rucksack, which is probably how I will use it when I go out, using it in a camping application. Depending on what setup I use, I might try this out, give it a good road test on my next trip out. Also, I'm going away in a couple of weeks on holiday. I might use this to take some of my stuff in and use it in the duffel bag setup. But overall, I think it's a really interesting and clever design. Quite how well it'll work as a rucksack, I don't know yet. We will find out. And I'm very impressed with it. It seems very well made, good materials, decent chunky zips. The compression straps not only will take some of the pressure off the zip when you ratchet it right down, but also the handle runs underneath them, so it's all extra strength. It seems well thought out. It's going to be an interesting one to use.